Chronicle Lounge for the Sports Hit List by the fans and for the fans. We're coming to you from a Zoom. This is the current situation here, and I have some guests with me to discuss the MLB and what we do. Let me introduce my special guest, Kris Paschal. Kris, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I'm just happy to be here. Love to talk sports.
Thanks for joining me. We have Chuck, a.k.a. Pops. Chuck, how you doing, man?
Pretty good, Carl. How about you?
I'm hanging in there. And we have Travis coming out of Connecticut. Travis, how's it going, bro?
Going pretty good. Pleasure.
So how's everyone's family dealing with COVID? Everyone's okay? Everyone's hanging in there?
Yes, thank God. Thank God.
Yes, well, one of the lucky ones.
All right. So prayers out to everyone out there and hoping everyone is staying safe and staying home and practicing social distancing. Really important. So today I wanted to talk about, last week I did one on the current state of the basketball and what they should do moving forward. We were supposed to start the MLB season. So first and foremost, how are you guys feeling without baseball opening day and not having an opening day? When was the last time we didn't have, I think it was 1994, right? Where there wasn't an opening day. So how are you guys feeling about an opening day? Let me start with Chuck.
It feels weird knowing that I can't watch the Yankees or anything. Like, usually what I do is as soon as I get home at night and I'm trying to fall asleep, I got the MLB network on, rolling quick pitch MLB tonight, but now it's just replays of previous games, and it's just so awkward. And I have my fantasy teams, my dynasty leagues, and I can't even check them because there's no games being played. So it's kind of like a lost situation.
Trav, how you dealing?
Sorry,
It's okay. It's okay. What's up, little man?
Yeah. Go ahead. Say hi.
Reality, man.
There you go.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. So how are you dealing with baseball?
You know, it's funny because this whole thing has put a lot of perspective, in a lot of our lives. So it's hard. I don't know if I'm even the right person here to be in this debate for baseball because I'm so focused on getting back to normalcy in regards to health that everything else is on a back burner. So I love baseball. I love the Mets. But to be honest with you, I've been distracted by other things going on right now. And so maybe I don't know how much I miss it, but it hasn't been in the front of my mind as I expect it to be.
Kris, Mr. Met diehard, how you doing?
Yeah, I've been to every opening day / home opener for the Mets since 1989. So not having this to go to, like to look forward to, is crazy. But to Travis's point, though, with what's going on with the world, like I really don't even think about it until it's like late at night and I have like nothing on TV to watch. That's when like I wrap my head around it, like, oh yeah, this is weird. Like, why isn't it on TV right now?
Right. Well, going into the season before COVID hit, we were going to just talk about, and I've been talking to you guys about the Astros was the narrative, right? The Astros were going to save baseball's ratings. But now, what do we do going in terms of we don't know when this will end. We don't know when they can start playing games. What's the thought process? So I'm going to ask the same question as the NBA fans. Should they just cancel the season and just start with the 2021 or possibly hope to go, play double headers? Travis, what do you think?
The problem with what I've heard so far what they're thinking with the biodome model of having everybody in one building from staff, cook staff to players, medical staff, is that there's no vaccine. So I need to know, and none of us on here, at least I'm not a medical professional, maybe one of you guys are. What's one positive test mean? If someone could tell me what is the first positive test, what it means for the entire sport and moving forward, then I maybe have a clearer picture of how I want to go. From a novice perspective, one positive test means they have to shut everything down. As far as I know, someone proves me wrong. So I'm not sure about that aspect. The second thing is baseball's tied so much to its numbers and its history that 7-inning doubleheaders is going to change that, just as much as steroids or Astros cheating will. So I think the 150-year history of baseball is going to be affected if you start playing 7-inning doubleheaders. No road games. The pressure is different. No fans. So I think for the sanctity of the game and the numbers, I would move to cancel, but I could understand other folks arguing another way if they have the medical background to back it up.
Okay, so Travis is thinking to cancel. Kris, what do you think?
I think the Major League Baseball has a chance to do something very special with adjusting the regular season. There is absolutely no reason to have this Arizona League going on right now. I mean, if you think about it, just from not even the players, because you're going to have expanded rosters, you're going to have to. But, you need at least, it's like 200 people that are needed to make a Major League Baseball game work, from your grounds crew to your massage therapist to your pitchers that aren't even going to be pitching. And plus, you're going to have to test people virtually every single day. And do you want Jacob deGrom on his off day to go to the ballpark to get tested? Or like your mom, your dad, your cousin, who actually is affected by this on a more of a real level, to get those testing that can go to more deserving people? So that's another thing that you got to wrap your head around too. I mean, what baseball has going for it is that even if they start in the middle of August, they could have like a sprint to the finish. It's kind of like how football has such a special regular season, whether it be college or pro, because it's only, well, in college it's like 14 games, and NFL now it's going to be 17. It's like a sprint, and every game matters. Mm-hmm. And what the fair weather fan, they lose interest in 162. But if you have like a 50 or
I would
exactly. But if you have like a 40 or 50 game sprint where maybe you only play your division, or you do something special, like you can expand the playoffs and make it that much more fun.
Okay.
I think they have a chance to do something different and try to test out new ideas. So they could really take this and just do something that has never been done before. Because even if you end the game, the season around Thanksgiving, it could be something different and something special. And your mediocre team, if they get hot, why not, right? Let's have fun with it.
So then now we have Travis says to cancel. You're going the route of something special. Chuck, what are you thinking? And I know in my discussions you said people are annoying you with their suggestions. So
yeah, I don't think the season should start by next month at all, especially when cases are still not on the decline. I mean, they are a little bit, but no shot this happens by next month. I don't like the Arizona thing because you're putting 30 teams with hundreds of players plus staff and everybody in one location. I don't like the sound of that at all. What I think they should do is wait, and I think they could wait and not cancel yet because they haven't started the season. Whereas though in basketball and hockey, they already started, and now they got to see, are they going to finish the regular season or just go right to the playoffs? But what's unique with baseball is that they could wait like another month or so. We don't need 162 games, and I'm sure the other guys could agree with me. I don't need 162 games of a regular season to be like, oh, like they're a winner. They could start 4th of July weekend, which is 2 extra months to get everything settled, prepare. Hopefully it starts by then. Do maybe 81 games of a season, and I think we'll all be fine with that. And then the players could start, boom, October, and everything is set. So I think they should just wait. Don't jump into a May start because that's not going to do anything. And the rules that they're proposing, like you guys said, 7-inning doubleheaders, the players sitting in stands without the fans, so that way they can spread out, social distancing. Nobody's going to want to see that. It's going to be terrible. Why rush into something when you have time on your side?
Okay. And can I just add something to Chuck's point?
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
Like if you think about it, in 1995, because of the strike in '94, you had a shortened season. Nobody discredits the Braves for winning it all. In 1981, after a different player strike where they had a weird year, nobody's ever going to look back at the Los Angeles Dodgers and be like, they're not real champs.
Good point.
So they have a chance to do something special with a shortened season.
Okay, so here's a point that I mentioned in the other one. Ratings-wise, is it fair to say that baseball, out of the 4 major sports, it suffers a little bit, and they have the platform of the summer to themselves? Now you're thinking about football coming back, right? NBA coming back, possibly in the fall, and then you have baseball going into late fall, which is November. That's pretty much football territory. And then you have the NBA playoffs also as well being discussed to go into late September. So where does baseball kind of fit in the grand scheme of all these sports being on? I mean, ratings do matter, but how does that factor in for baseball? Chris, let me start with you here.
I mean, if you really think about it, as soon as September comes and football's on there, everybody forgets about baseball. Think about it, though. Because it goes back to the specialness of the regular season. If the Jets or Giants are on, you're going to pay attention more to that Sunday day game than the Mets or the Yankees day game, because that one game means so much more, because you can miss a game of the Mets or Yankees in September and it's not that big of a deal. And I think shortening the regular season, I think is going to make everybody view in more, and pushing it back into November. If you expand the playoffs, you give more people a reason to watch. I mean, think about it. You're 8th seed in the East in basketball. like that fan base is still going to watch every quarter. Like, you have to understand, like, that's why expanded playoffs, I'm a fan of it. And especially in this instance, if you're going to have a shortened regular season, you have to expand the playoffs in order to make it that much more special and increase people watching.
Okay. Chuck, what do you think of that? What in terms of the rating?
I agree with Kris 100%. I think shortening the regular season is going to put that much more emphasis on the regular season, so fans are going to be more invested, because now even teams that are like on the borderline between competing or rebuilding, like now they have like a shot. So teams like, let's say like the Blue Jays maybe, or even like maybe like the Diamondbacks, now they have a shot to actually get into the playoffs, because now the playoffs are expanded. So you start out slow, your team could be finished, and now everything is on the regular season. And I think having more at stake is great for the ratings.
All right. Travis, what do you think about the ratings in terms of dealing with the other sports?
Yeah, I think that should be way lower down on the totem pole of needs this season in regards to getting things going. I mean, they need the revenue. Most of baseball's revenue is digital anyway, from the MLB at bat and kind of some of the digital platforms that they've honestly passed the other leagues on and kind of were pioneers with. So I think that's not even a factor really. What they need to focus on is not starting and then stopping again. The shortened season, like Kris said, is I think MLB needs to be 100 games anyway. That's without COVID involved or not. But they need to focus on just getting the season off, getting as much gate money. I mean, it's not, believe it or not, it's really not a revenue sport. Most teams in MLB pray to break even. They have to make it to the second round of the playoffs to even make $1 outside of the Yankees, Dodgers, and some of the other big market teams. 75% of the league is either breaking even or losing money. So I wouldn't even factor in ratings to whether they want to start back or not. They need to give, if they can start back, give the people something to distract them from what's going on, and just make sure when you start back it's safe and that you're not going to have to start and stop. Is what I would focus on the most.
Okay, I got 2 more questions for you guys here. So, say baseball does come back. Is the league still upset at the Astros? Is that still going to be a narrative, or are they just going to be focused on playing baseball? Is that Astros narrative kind of gone now because of COVID, or is it still something that we could looking forward to people playing the Astros? Chuck?
I think people are still going to be pissed off. I mean, you got dudes on Twitter like Trevor Bauer, Mike Clevenger. They're still taking shots at the Astros. Everybody's still heating for what they did. You saw even in spring training, they were hitting guys nonstop. So I think that's going to carry over. And I think an important part is that the MLB said that suspensions will still count even if there is no season. So that means next year they could get Jeff Lunau back and AJ Hinch. So I think that's going to play into their heads that
okay. All right, Trav, what do you think? Do you think that narrative will still exist going into the season still?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're still gonna get pitched inside. They're still gonna get brushed back and hit. They're not gonna get sympathy or forgiveness because of this pandemic. So absolutely still be a narrative. Now, will it have the same amount of juice that it would have had if it started in April or late March, fresh off spring training and all the media coverage? Probably not. But I tell you one thing: first time Altuve comes up and he gets hit, it's going to spark back up again. Everybody will remember we can get rolling again with that narrative. And like you said, I think that actually is one of the best things to happen to baseball.
Yeah.
Since, I don't know, the 97, 98 home run chase.
Kris, do you agree with the board here that it can still be a narrative?
100%, yes. And Major League Baseball needs it to be a storyline, as Travis said. I think the best thing, I don't know if you guys were paying attention to this, but Gary, Keith, and Ron, the Mets TV broadcast team, did an MLB show broadcast, and the Mets happened to be playing the Astros during their simulation, and Gary, Keith, and Ron were taking pot shots at the Astros. So if the Mets broadcast team is making fun of them, just think of what the players and what the cost and some of them, their careers and things like that, are going to carry out once the blood, sweat, and tears really pick up again.
Real quick, how much spring training time do the players still need time to get to? Again, they haven't played since, it's been a month now since spring training got canceled. Do they need time to get themselves back in shape? Are players staying in shape during this thing? Trav?
I would say, I know we're talking MLB, but that's a factor across all sports restarting.
Right, yeah.
The NBA guys they don't have the same, they have nice homes, but not the same facilities they could work out at, when they're with their team. They probably don't have the same drive. They're probably distracted. Same thing with even more with MLB guys. Pitchers have to stretch their arms out. It's, I think, more for pitchers than position everyday players. We might see a kind of a dip in quality of pitching right off the rip when we restart. To answer your question, sorry to get off on a tangent, I do think they're going to need some sort of extended spring training to get back in the flow of things.
Okay, so are you guys both, Kris and Chuck, are you guys in agreement with that too?
Yeah, I was listening to Ron Darling, and he said most of the pitchers are going to need at least 2 to 3 weeks just to rev up, just to get to like 5 innings without any worry of getting hurt. So, yeah. And I think that's where also expanded rosters come into a play. And they were going to do 26 anyway, and they're probably going to have to go through 30, especially with this crazy schedule they're probably going to want to go through. So I think that's where, yeah, if you're going to have more pitchers, you're going to need more time for them to warm up and get their arms going.
Chuck, you said the same thing?
Yeah, I agree with both of the guys. Definitely going to need at least a month for the pitchers, and I think expanded rosters come into play. But what they should do is let teams have 40-man rosters, but set 26 guys per game, and I think that will work out well.
Okay. Final question here: predictions to when the season starts, or if it doesn't, then you say that it's canceled. Kris, final predictions.
My prediction of when it starts
Or canceled.
I think it's going to start around July 4th weekend. Without because Korea started yesterday without any fans in the stadium, so it is possible.
Okay. Trav, final prediction?
Canceled.
Cancel it. Wow. Okay. Chuck.
Shortened season starting July 4th.
Okay, so 4th of July is a narrative for people to be home on 4th of July with fireworks when you start baseball season. That's a great way for Kris to attend the opening day, right? Take the girls, right?
What better fireworks than Pete Alonso hitting a bomb?
Right? All right. Well, thank you guys for joining me here on the Sports Hit List Zoom edition. Please make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. I can't thank you guys enough for helping me build the brand and always sharing our content. You guys do a great job, and I'd love to have a discussion again.
Of course.
Thanks, Carl. Appreciate
Thanks,
everything.
Carl.